Hey, welcome to Thursday morning. We're glad you're here. We're glad you took time out of your busy schedule to be with us this morning. Thursday morning, we're going to do something a little bit different, a little bit new. Each week, Thursday morning at 11 a.m., Georgette Severson, Beth Olson, or myself are going to be bringing you a short lesson, a brief thought or verse for the day that's hopefully stick with you the rest of the day. Thank you. I get to lead off this week. I look around. How many of you are sports fans? Oh, virtually every hand went up. This is very good. Even better yet, how many of you are baseball fans? Virtually everyone again. Thank you. You probably know that this year there's going to be a World Series. But not everyone makes it to the World Series. Not everyone gets to play in the championship game. Not everyone gets to be a professional baseball player. Today we're going to talk about one guy, one man's experience. His name was Dave Dravecky. Here's his story. My arm caught the attention of the entire school when I was a teenager. I pitched my first no-hitter in high school. Later, my ability to provide for my family was not based on how smart I was, how hard I worked, where I went to school. No, it was solely based on what my arm could do on game day. When people talked about me, it was the center of conversation. Dave, how's your arm today? Are you ready for the game tonight? My arm to me was what fingers are to a concert pianist, what feet are to a marathon runner. It's what made me valuable. It was who I was. It proved my worth to the world. In 1988, this is Dave Dravecky, I was at the top of my game. Life couldn't be better. Not only did I have a wonderful family, but I was also at the peak of my career, playing the game of my childhood dreams. My opening day victory over the Dodgers was overshadowed later that fall by the discovery of cancer in my throwing arm, the removal of my deltoid muscle. After battling cancer, I came back a year later to defy all the odds. I was told I was never going to pitch again, let alone be a major league pitcher, but I was. Despite what the doctors told me, short of a miracle, you'll never pitch again. But I did pitch, and I pitched a 4-3 win for the Giants that day. It was a great day. Sadly, my comeback from cancer was short-lived. 5 days later, I threw the pitch that was heard around the world. My arm split in two. I tumbled to the ground. My mind was filled with fear and doubt. My comeback and fall from the mound was because my cancer had returned yet again. My arm refused to get better, so I decided to retire from my dream, the game of baseball, in November of 1989. Finally, the arm, along with my shoulder blade and the left side of my collarbone, had to be amputated for fear the cancer would return and take my life. Little did I know that the loss of my childhood dream would become a platform to share hope to people around the world who were suffering. The challenges I faced in the following years taught me volumes about life. Now I travel the country sharing the lessons I've learned, the lessons on how to navigate loss, suffering, how to experience encouragement in life, how to have hope in life. More recently, I've been exploring on how we define our true worth, learning that it's not what we do that matters most, it's who we are and how we handle the difficulties of life. Our relationships with our co-workers, family members, every member on our team. My personal experiences have taught me to evaluate life, challenging myself as well as others to press on for future goals in life. We live in a very difficult time. We have storms in our life. Some of you may have experienced job loss or know someone who has. Maybe you've lost a family member. Maybe you have friends with physical limitations now, mental health issues because of the virus. Maybe you've lost friends. Nothing is normal these days. We're going to take a look at Numbers chapter 6 and a few verses, 24 to 26. The Lord said to Moses, "Tell Aaron and his sons, this is how you are to bless the Israelites. Say to them, the Lord bless and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace." It's the book of Numbers. Here's Dave Dravecki again with a few thoughts on that verse. June 18th, 1991. It was a long time ago. Dave Dravecki underwent surgery that would result in the amputation of his cancer-filled left arm. The day after surgery, Dave looked in a mirror and reflected on the peace the Lord had given him, a peace that he would later share with another family. Here's Dave Dravecki. "I was shocked at how radically they had cut my arm back. The incision started at my neck, went diagonally down to my underarm. The arm was gone. The shoulder was gone. The shoulder blade was gone. The left side of my collarbone was gone. Okay, God, this is what you've given me. This is what I have to live with. Let me put this behind me and move forward." And when the one-armed man that I saw in the mirror looked back, there was peace in his eyes. A couple of days later, I was walking around pushing my IV. I came to the visitor's room down the hall. There was an entire family huddled together, sitting, waiting, paging endlessly through magazines at the coffee table. I sat down next to the mother. Her husband had cancer throughout his body, and the prognosis was not good. You could tell the entire family was taking it very hard. Her son sat down beside me and asked, "Dave Dravecki, where do you get your peace?" I told him that Jesus Christ was the source of my peace. The entire family listened as I shared my faith. When I finished, the woman said to me, "But you know, my husband had never done anything bad. He's worked hard his whole life. He's been a good husband, a good father. Yet here he is with cancer. There are many bad people on the streets today, and they're healthy, but not my husband." It's hard to understand the suffering in life, I told her. But this much I do know. You can't blame God for it. Sooner or later in our life on this earth, things are going to pass. Even the best lives come to an end. The only thing that will matter is whether or not we will get to heaven. I believe in miracles, that God can and does heal people. But more important than that, I believe the eternal hope of salvation and one day living in heaven. When I die, that's where I'm going, because heaven is my home. I got to share with that family. Let me read this blessing again. The Lord bless and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace. Dave Dravecki. Today, thanks for tuning in. We're glad you're with us this morning. Join us next week, next Thursday morning, 11 a.m., because Thursday morning just might be the best day of the week.
In the eye of the storm, you remain in control. And in the middle of the war, you guard my soul. You alone are the anchor when my sails are torn. Your love surrounds me in the eye of the storm. When the solid ground is falling out from underneath my feet, between the black skies and my red eyes, I can barely see. When I realize I've been sold out by my friends and my family, I can feel the rain reminding me. In the eye of the storm, you remain in control. In see the future I picture slowly fade away. And when the tears of pain and heartache are pouring down my face, I find my peace in Jesus' name. In the eye of the storm, you remain in control. In the middle of the war, you guard my soul. You alone are the anchor when my sails are torn. Your love surrounds me in the eye of the storm. But when the test comes in and the doctor says I've only got a few months left, it's like a bitter pill I'm swallowing. I can barely take a breath. And when addiction steals my baby girl and there's nothing I can do, my only hope is to trust you. I trust you, Lord. In the eye of the storm, you remain in control. In the middle of the war, you guard my soul. You alone are the anchor when my sails are torn. Your love surrounds me in the eye of the storm. Oh, in the eye of